I do eat protein at this point in my life, but I was a vegetarian, I was a vegan. That did work for me at one point, and then it didn't after I had my kids. So I think it's always important to listen. And one thing I'll say about that, I was a vegan and I woke up and I had a nightmare when I was 3 weeks pregnant that I was just eating protein and I needed protein, and I woke up and I felt like an animal. And I listened to that urge, and thank God, because I was pregnant, and that was my body's telling me, like, you need a different type of nourishment at this point in your life. And I'm not preaching to anybody what they should eat, but I think the point is we have to listen to our bodies, and when our bodies are no longer responding to maybe something that worked for us before, it's okay to pivot and change.
Hello ladies, thank you so much for joining us today for another episode of Work It Lady podcast. I am so excited about today's guest. Her name is Sadie. She is an internationally renowned world-class belly dancer. She practices the techniques of Raksharki, which is an Egyptian style of traditional oriental belly dancing. So I am very excited to have her on today. We're going to talk about belly dance because it's a great way for women to stay in shape, keep the energy up, stay happy, and just have fun. And so we'll be asking her what some of her tips are, and we'll also be focusing, of course, on the health aspect. She also owns a farm and has many tips as far as nutrition that can benefit us all. It's great when we ladies talk and share the tips that work for us with each other. All right, so let's get into the interview.
Nutrition is your new addiction.
Thank you so much for joining today's episode of Work It Lady podcast. You know, here on the podcast, we are always talking about ways not only to increase our physical health, but also just have fun and enjoy life. And belly dancing is definitely a way to do that. And I'm so excited today about this interview. I'm sure most of you know Sadie, and I'm really happy that you're able to join us today. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me to speak with you and your guests.
Awesome. So the first question I have for you, Sadie, is what is it that you love most about belly dancing?
So many things. I think it changes from time to time, but I really feel like I get so many benefits from belly dancing that it's just one of those things that just keeps on giving somehow. But I would say at the deepest level for me, it's something that just really nurtures my heart and soul, that I'm just, even if I didn't do it professionally, I do think about that sometimes, like, okay, how would dance and belly dance specifically be part of my life if it wasn't a career for me? And I still know that it's something I would just do because of the benefits of the mind, body, and spirit. It just honestly, I tell people I can't imagine the person I would be if I didn't find belly dance, and that thought actually kind of scares me.
I definitely have some similar feelings there. I remember when I first discovered your videos like on YouTube years and years ago, and I was like, this just looks fun, you know, and it inspired me. I'm like, went to the local belly dance studio and was like, I just want to enjoy my movement in my body and have that release and have fun, you know. So that's awesome. Let's talk now just a little bit about some of the benefits, because you know, I would like to highlight the point that you are a world-renowned belly dancer. You are a real specialist and go-to person for the Raksharki technique, and that is actually athletic ability. I know we see a lot of belly dancers that, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's like not the actual technique. This is very hard work, guys. This is not easy stuff. I was in class with Sadie the other day. I was like, ooh, I cannot get this. And my belly was on fire. But yeah, thank you for that. So it is a real thing. So I wanted to say, as an athlete and a performer, what are your favorite healthy foods to keep your body going and have that energy to perform?
Wow, that's a big one. And I think, again, for me, that has changed over the course of my life. But I'm the type of person that's I'm very in tune with my body, and I listen to my body. Yeah. So while like certain types of foods seem to be better for me at different times, I think in general, I kind of have my sort of rules, the 80-20 rule, you know, 80% nourishing, healthy food, and then 20% that I'm gonna enjoy and have maybe a beer or some chocolate cake once in a while. But you know, of course, first and foremost, I drink a ton of water. And I do drink spring water from the mountains where I live nearby. I know it sounds bougie, but I gotta have my good water. It starts there. That's the foundation.
Yes.
So make sure you're drinking high quality water. I mean, you can do that at home. You can get a filter or something. Make sure you're putting minerals back in, because minerals are so important. And then from there, it's like, I do eat protein at this point in my life, but I was a vegetarian, I was a vegan. That did work for me at one point, and then it didn't after I had my kids. So I think it's always important to listen. And one thing I'll say about that, I was a vegan and I woke up and I had a nightmare when I was 3 weeks pregnant that I was just eating protein and I needed protein, and I woke up and I felt like an animal. And I listened to that urge, and thank God, because I was pregnant, and that was my body's telling me, like, you need a different type of nourishment at this point in your life. And I'm not preaching to anybody what they should eat, but I think the point is we have to listen to our bodies, and when our bodies are no longer responding to maybe something that worked for us before, it's okay to pivot and change. But I think in general, you know, high fiber, I heard recently 30 grams of protein every meal, 30 grams of fiber a day, no more than 30 grams of carbs at each meal. And I kind of follow that, and that like seems to keep it a little bit accessible for me. But yeah, I try not to eat too much sugar. I try not to eat processed foods. I cook a lot at home. That's a whole podcast in and of itself. Sorry, that was kind of a can of worms there, but you're right though, because the way that we eat and nourish our bodies is so important. I'm actually going to be 47 in a couple months.
Don't look it.
Yeah, and
veggies.
Yes, I eat a ton of veggies for the fiber and the antioxidants and the minerals and the vitamins. But I do think I'm getting to the age now where that investment I've made in my health is paying off.
That right there, that is the absolute truth, because people don't believe the age that you are. You look younger, and this is also going to sound like shade, but it's not. When people come up to you, you know, and they go, oh, well, you know, you're older than me. Wow, but you look younger. Well, it's because now those benefits, once you hit that 30, once you hit that 40, once you hit that 50, all those years prior to that are going to start to show. You said something other thing in there that I just absolutely love was listening to your body. I think it's great that you were able to listen and make those pivots. Sometimes we can't keep. I mean, one time I almost gave myself diabetes from juicing. I was like a juice fanatic. Like I was doing celery juice and all these things and like fruit juices all myself, and I thought I was doing so good, and I literally almost gave myself diabetes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sugar in there, but it's healthy. But it's like, to what extent? It's like what they say, the dosing, right?
Yeah, that is exactly it. Wow. So absolutely. Okay, so now what would you say as an instructor, and I really do enjoy your classes. We're going to talk more about your online platform at the end that you guys should all join, but what would you say, especially about belly dancing, helps you keep in physical shape? Like, what is there specific techniques or like something about it?
Well, like I said in my workshop yesterday, I don't do anything for my abs in terms of like working out specifically to target abdominals, because belly dancing does such an incredible job literally of like working every finite little muscle in your abdominal wall, the deeper transverse abdominals, your more superficial abdominals, your obliques, your back. I mean, it works everything. So for me, that's kind of my main abdominal core workout. And then I just think there's so many benefits to belly dancing. You get, like, when people track their steps in a belly dance class, you're hitting a lot of steps. You could be hitting 10 to 16 to 20,000 steps in a class, depending on footwork, which, especially in the rock sharky style, we do a lot of footwork. So you're getting that, you know, you're working your legs, you're getting some cardio, you're getting some bone enhancing, weight bearing exercise. I mean, belly dancing does keep me in really good shape, but I'm also going to have to be honest in saying that, again, listening to my body, I'm noticing my body's not responding the same way at 46 now, that I have had to add in some like weight training, which is amazing. I love it. I feel so good. It's helping to keep me strong. And that combined with the belly dancing is like doing it for me right now. It's what I'm really loving.
Okay, so you also own a farm. I love people who are versatile like that, who can do more than one thing. So you're this amazing belly dancer. You literally travel the world doing your workshops and performing, but then you have this whole other side that I feel is intertwined with the belly dancing, but is also very different, and that's your farm. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, I grew up in the country in Wisconsin,
Okay.
so I've always had a deep love for nature and farming. My mom had gardens all growing up, and we canned. I learned to can when I was little. My grandma had a garden, so it's just kind of like how I grew up. And my mom has a beautiful farm in Wisconsin, and she had retired from her job. She was a construction worker. She's an amazing lady.
Aw.
And the pandemic hit, and I was like, well, I'm not dancing. You're retired. Let's put this farm to use. And we decided on hemp because Wisconsin had just rolled out the hemp, what they called the hemp pilot program, because they're bringing hemp across the country, but then also legalizing the growing of cannabis around the country. We don't do the THC kind, we do the non-THC, so it's non-psychoactive, but it has all the health benefits, incredible health benefits. I highly recommend everybody look into the benefits of hemp with the cannabinoids, without the THC. If you like THC, that's great. But we didn't go that route, we went with hemp. It was a total learning curve. My mom is like, she can build anything and she can make anything and she can think anything into existence, and then I'm more the like, okay, I'll build the website and we could sell it when we're done. But we made a really great team. We enjoyed learning. It was the best way to spend the pandemic. My son got to be in nature and play on the farm, and for us it was like we just went in deep into the 80 acres and did our farming and came back out at the end of the pandemic, and we were kind of like,
we're good.
We're good, you know.
We got into nature.
We did, and we gardened, and we stayed on the farm. We pretty much quarantined right there on the farm and learned how to, thanks to Google, we learned a lot. And also we did enroll some friends and people who helped teach us how to do it the right way. And I'm also happy to brag that our hemp plants actually have produced above the guaranteed amount of cannabinoids that strain of hemp does. So we did our job well and right, and we're several years in now, and I love it so much. It's hard work. I have so much respect for farmers, respect to all the farmers that make our food around the world. It's super hard work, but it's very fulfilling. And it's cool because I use my products now on like if I have a sore knee or sore muscles or I need to sleep or whatever, and I'm going, the own plants that I grew and nurtured and cared for and prepared are now like healing and nourishing me. It's a pretty amazing full circle. It's probably one of the coolest things I've experienced in my life.
Oh wow, that is awesome. That is beautiful. Well, I just have one last question that I wanted to ask you. I would say hopping back onto belly dance a little bit, what would you say so far, and there's many more that are probably going to come, up to this point is the highlight of your belly dancing journey?
Honestly, inspiring people to dance. That is literally what it comes down. When people come up to me and say, you're the reason I started dancing, or I saw you and it made me go, I want to learn how to do that, or I saw you and it made me feel like if she could do it, I could do it, or I saw you and it's like, you're beautiful, but you're not your average, you're not your typical, I got a belly, and I got, it's like unconventional beauty, I guess. It's just, I think what we see in belly dance is just such a representation of the just amazing spectrum of beauty.
Yes.
And we can all come and celebrate who we are as we are now in our now body, now beauty. Like, we don't have to think about, okay, I'm going to be better in 5 years and then I'll try it. There's such a strong community for us to already be a part of and start having fun and start, like you said, learning to move our body in incredible ways. I mean, I think just anytime you learn something new, you feel so inspired, right? You're like, wow, I'm learning, I'm feeling all these things coming alive inside of me. So I think that's what it is for me. It's just helping people come alive, inspiring people, getting them to move, getting them to pay attention to themselves. We go through the day, we're so busy, we do so much for other people, we're always forward, future focused. It's like we need something to bring us into the here and now, into our amazing bodies that we've been blessed with. And that's what it's all about for me.
I love that. And I feel like especially for those of us who are moms too, you got to have something that's a fun outlet for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you just don't lose yourself as you're going through your life. Okay, so before we get out of here, I want to highlight your platform that is amazing for anyone who's interested in learning more about belly dance, improving, joining a community. I highly recommend Racks Online. Can you tell us a little bit about Racks Online?
Yeah, so Rocks Online, it's a platform for dance and fitness. We obviously have a ton of belly dancing, Rock Sharky. I specialize in Rock Sharky, which is the original belly dance from Egypt. And then of course we have all kinds of other styles and variations that we can also find on Rocks Online. But at the moment we have 700 pre-recorded classes, professional quality sound and video, yoga, samba, belly dance, Tahitian, Afrofusion, salsa, Zumba. I mean, we got everything on there, and fitness classes with experts and certified trainers, and we're just growing and growing and growing. And then we also do live classes, and we try to keep it super accessible at $25 a month, and you can even get it cheaper than that when you buy a year membership.
Oh, okay.
We have a huge community. We have a Facebook group where people in the community get together and chat and share videos, and so it's a lot of fun. It's my baby. I do all the work, all the behind the scenes customer service. We're not like a corporation over here. We're just me and my partner making it happen, sharing our love of dance. And that's Rocks Online. RAQS with a Q means Dance of the East, or Eastern Dance. That's what it stands for, or that's what it means in Arabic. So we talk a lot about what is Rock Sharky, what is the history, the culture, where does it come from, and why that's important for foreigners studying this dance or belly dance.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so definitely check out Racks Online. Okay, can you give us the website one more time?
www.rocks, RAQS, online, all one word.com.
And if they follow you on Instagram, they get all that information. Can you give us your Instagram link?
So my Instagram is Sadie Belly Dance, I believe. We also have a Rocks Online, so rocks_online on Instagram, and mine, Sadie Belly Dance.
The link to the farm is there as well. Check out the goodies on the farm. Absolutely. All right, ladies, well, I want to say thank you so much for this, joining us today and coming into the world of belly dance. We're here at the Orlando Belly Dance Convention, having a great time. Definitely check out Sadie, get yourself on Racks Online, have some fun, come to an event, enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for being here today.
You'll make so many friends. That's what I always tell people. Like, as we get older, sometimes people are like, it's harder to make friends when we get old. I'm like, not if you're a belly dancer. We're making friends left, right, and center. We got friends all over the world. So come join our community.
Beautiful. Thank you again so much for being here, Sadie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you all.
Bye.
Nutrition